So what happens is, running through right from the 1st of April each year to the end of September, thousands of sites throughout the UK are counted. So what happens is people come along and they walk a route, and it's a set route. So year after year after year, the same route is walked, so we can, as scientifically as we can, get a good idea of what's happening along that route. And you're counting butterflies each side and butterflies in front of you. You're counting the type of butterflies and you're counting the number of butterflies. Now all that information from all those sites then goes into the UK Butterfly Monitoring Scheme. And we can tell then, generally it's butterfly conservation who are doing the bulk of the work, but we can tell what the trends are. So in other words, how are our butterflies doing? And the important thing about that is our butterflies are actually an indication of how the environment's doing in general. So it's really important work that's happening. If you look at since the 70s when these schemes started, 80% of our butterflies are in decline. That's either in decline by abundance, the number of them, or in decline as far as how widespread they are, where they are now in the UK. So we know generally we've got butterflies in decline. Now what we're looking to do, and the main reasons, or some of the main reasons, are a loss of habitat. So in other words, the way we farm, the way we build roads, everything else that affects a butterfly's habitat, its availability or its ability to move from site to site to spread has been curtailed to a great degree. Then you take pesticides and everything else, pollution, everything else into account. Butterflies, like most insects, most birds, bees, you name it, are having a bad time with our environment. So what we're good at in the UK is monitoring things. What we're not particularly good at is keeping the habitats right to make sure we preserve these beautiful creatures. As you walk along, you're looking at the number of butterflies that you're going to see. Now what'll happen is each site's different. So as the habitats change, as you go from say a bit of meadow into hedgerows, what'll happen is the type of butterflies you see and the number of butterflies you see will vary. And throughout the year those numbers will vary as well, because certain butterflies have 2 broods, so you'll see them spring and towards the end of summer. Some only have 1 brood and you'll only see them once a year and then they're gone. So it's quite easy to do, and it doesn't take that long for you to get to know the butterflies. So if you think about it, we've got about 58, 59, it varies depending on migrants, butterflies in the UK. But if you come to Brook Park, you're probably never going to see more than 30 butterflies ever. So this habitat will sort of have a butterfly population that is unique to it, if you like, okay? So you soon get to know what the butterflies are.
If an environment is sort of developed or it's removed for any reason, what happens to that butterfly? Does it find somewhere else to go?
It may, but in most instances it doesn't. And as I mentioned, we've been monitoring butterflies since the 70s, and we've seen this long-term decrease in numbers. So they're all 50% of our butterflies are now on a red list. They're endangered. That we could lose some butterflies. We might be gaining some by climate change, but we're in danger of losing more. So generally speaking, they don't find somewhere else to go. So the habitat specialists, if they lose that habitat, you lose that butterfly.
What are you trying to encourage people to come and join the group to sort of monitor and feedback with the butterfly species?
Absolutely. I mean, we really need, bear in mind, these thousands of people who go out every week are volunteers. They're citizen scientists, that's what they are. They're volunteers. It's a wonderful thing to do anyway because it's pleasurable, but we need people to get involved, and we certainly need people to get involved here at Brook Park, we really do. We probably need something like 3 or 4 people, so we're not looking for vast numbers. And if they can give up a day a month, that's what we're looking for. So if people are out there thinking, well, I'd like a walk on a nice sunny day, I'd like to know a little bit more about butterflies in nature in general, then step forward, that's what I would say. Yeah, help us out. If you take Brook Park as a good example, you're probably looking at an hour. If you got really slow, an hour and a half max. So it's not a full day. So really you're looking to give a couple hours a month. And that couple hours a month is really invaluable time. It helps nature right across the board, but in the main, it's going to help butterflies at Brook Park. What you can do is, and people can get involved in this, you can go to any site and you can give a casual report. So in other words, you can note down what you've seen on that site that day, submit that. We've got Ken Orp is the East Midlands recorder, so he coordinates all the information from the East Midlands. That information can be sent to Ken, and that helps build up an even bigger picture, because whereas on a transit something might be missed, but people doing casual reports is invaluable.